Why is that? If you have a perfect diet, sleep 8 hours, and take all your vitamins, but you're still exhausted? Or why does your skin flare up even when you're using the best products? Usually we blame the surface, but today we are looking at the hormonal disruption behind things like chronic fatigue, stubborn acne, and sudden mood shifts. Let's look at how these examples actually play out in your body. Let's start hormone disruption. To understand hormone disruption, first let's look at what hormones are. Hormones are chemical messengers which are produced by specific glands. Some of the examples of these glands are pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, and gonads. These are the major glands. So, suppose this is one of these glands. This gland will secrete their hormones directly into the bloodstream, and via bloodstream it will reach to the target organs. They don't have any duct. So, endocrine glands are also called ductless glands. Let's look at the first gland, pituitary. Let's look at some disruptions in this particular gland. What happens if the hormone is not produced enough or the hormone is produced in excessive amount? Pituitary gland is also called the master gland because it controls many of other glands secretion as well. Let's take an example of growth hormone. What happens if there is a tumor or any genetic condition in pituitary which leads to abnormal growth hormone levels? Two scenarios can happen, either too much growth hormone or too little growth hormone. What happens, the growth hormone is too much? In this particular case, the person or the child will grow abnormally, like 7 feet, 8 feet tall, and the condition is called the gigantism. What if this growth hormone is secreted too little? The child will not have enough growth, the height, the length of the bones, and the child will remain undergrown. This condition is called dwarfism. Let's look at the next gland, the thyroid gland. What happens if the thyroid hormones are having any disruptions? Thyroid gland is a butterfly shaped gland present in the neck. What are the hormones? Major hormone produced by thyroids are T3 and T4, which are responsible for regulating metabolism. What happens if these hormones are produced in too little amount? This condition will be called hypothyroidism. Hypo means low. If the hormones are produced in too little amount, the condition is called hypothyroidism. And if these hormones are produced in excessive amount, in more amount than it is needed, the condition will be called hyperthyroidism. Thyroid gland is basically managing energy levels and heart rate. It regulates metabolism. Let's look at the next gland, the adrenal gland. Adrenal has two parts, cortex and medulla, and they secrete a lot of different hormones. But today in this video, we are giving the example of cortisol, the stress hormone. What happens if the cortisol is produced too much? So, as it is a stress hormone, it will cause fatigue, weight gain, and anxiety in the particular person. What if the cortisol is produced too less or too little? It will cause the Addison's disease. Let's look at the next gland. Next gland is pancreas. Pancreas is both endocrine and exocrine gland, as we all know. Its exocrine part is responsible for the digestion of many substances. It's a part of our digestive system. But today we are looking at its endocrine system, pancreas disruptions. One of the hormone pancreas produce is insulin. What happens if insulin is mainly responsible for blood sugar level? It maintains the steady blood sugar level. What if disruptions happen in the insulin production? If the insulin is produced in too much amount, it will lead to hypoglycemia. Hypo means less. The blood sugar will drop. Insulin will drop the blood sugar level if the insulin is produced in too much amount. And what if the insulin is produced in lesser amount? It will cause hyperglycemia. The blood sugar level will increase drastically, just like in diabetes. Our next glands are gonads. We have two glands in males and females. In males, we have testes. First, let's talk about testes. Testes produces androgens. What if testis is producing too much of androgens? Too much of androgens is also bad. In males, it will cause increased amount of body hair or acne or mood changes. And what if the hormones produced by testes, the androgens, are too low? It will lead to reduced muscle mass in a male or low energy and sometimes infertility. Let's talk about ovaries. Ovaries are present in females, so what if the ovaries hormones are produced in too much amount? It can lead to very famous condition, PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. It can lead to irregular periods, weight gain, difficult to get pregnant. What about ovaries is producing too little estrogen? It will lead to again irregular periods, hot flashes, and early menopause. As we have seen through these examples, a hormone disruption isn't just a single broken part, it's a break in the body's communication. Whether it's the fatigue, what won't go away, or the skin flare ups that don't respond to creams, the root cause is often found right here in these signaling pathways. Understanding these examples is the first step to seeing how our biology actually talks to us. If you found these visuals helpful, make sure to save this diagram for your notes. I will see you in the next lesson where we'll dive deeper into the molecular triggers behind these shifts. Thank you and subscribe to the channel.